Hello. It is March, it is springtime, recital time is coming up, so you've probably already started your recital piece or you are about to start and you need some helpful hints and figure out how to plan your recital dance so it goes quickly and smoothly and it actually looks nice. So let's get right into it with some helpful tips. Here we go. Spot is right below me trying to play with his little dragon. The first tip I have is to map out the music. I talked about this in my previous video, so you can go check it out. Physically have a notebook. So take your notebook and writing utensil out. I am choreographing for 4 dances, 2 solos and then 2 group pieces. So what I do is I listen to the song and I have specific requirements since I work for a studio. The group pieces are 2.5 minutes. The solos are 45 seconds. And it is Inside Out. That's the show that we're doing. The characters I'm doing is Sadness and Disgust, which is going to be really fun. It's going to be contemporary and jazz. And then I have 2 dances, 2 classes that are like The Train of Thought and then Jangles the Clown. I've picked my songs. There's Christina Aguilera, which is the Enter the Circus and Welcome. So they're 2 songs that blend seamlessly together. And since I have a longer period of time for my dance, it works out perfectly using bits of both songs. The best advice I can give you is trying to find natural fades or natural stops in the music around your time signature so you can edit the music and it doesn't sound odd. So that's step 1, is writing down the time signatures and finding natural fades and cuts for the music. Another helpful tip when you're planning a studio piece is to change formations frequently. This gives the audience something visually interesting to look at. It's fun for the dancers. It creates choreography for itself, so you don't have to choreograph as much. You just choreograph a transition, or you choreograph several transitions that are the same. So you picked your music, you have mapped out your music. The next step is to work section by section. So for example, my train piece, I know I have to introduce the characters coming onto the train, the actual train dance, and then the train stopping. So there's 3 parts of the song that I will work section by section. For my solos, I know it's also an introduction. It's at the beginning of the show, we're introducing the characters, so I have to have them walk out, do something that introduce them as a character, and then walk back. Again, 3 parts. Working section by section also helps mitigate the stress that you have on your shoulders. So if it is a longer piece, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that's actually pretty long for a recital dance. 2 minutes and 30 seconds is a big chunk of time to choreograph for, so working in sections is going to help me knock out one part really easily before moving on to the next part, instead of trying to create the whole dance at once, because that's a lot of choreography that goes into 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Another helpful tip for choreographing for a studio piece, if you're working with older dancers, is to have them help you with it. So the first class I have when we're starting our recital piece is to give them some workshop time. Have them choreograph 1 8 count. It's not that much, but they kind of stress about it a little bit. So having them come up with their own material is very empowering, and they want to create something that they're gonna get to dance on stage. So have them a part of the process. For my solo pieces, one of them I'm going to create fully for them, and another one I'm gonna work collaboratively with the dancer to create the piece. So include your dancers in the process. They're really gonna like doing it. It gives them a nice opportunity to start choreographing and try their hand at it. My next helpful tip is if you're working with littles, making this choreography will be a lot easier if you repeat choreography. They can only remember so much, so repeating is very beneficial and very helpful. Lots of formation changes for littles as well, just like following the leader in circles and in lines is also helpful. Using even counts. They don't really know and 1 or e and a yet. You can play around with it a little bit, but sticking to 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe, or and 4. Introducing them slightly to the musicality that is possible is something you should incorporate into your choreography, but for the most part, incorporating just steady counting moves. Steady count moves. Yeah, that's it. Another helpful tip when you're creating choreography is to record yourself and record your class. So, for example, when I start my choreography in my class, I have my class come up with choreography and I need to record them so I can remember it. So record, especially along the process if you change something. Which brings me to my next tip. Don't change things that often. It's very disorienting and it's frustrating to students, and it's not going to look as good if you keep changing things because they'll forget even in a performance. So come with the choreography ready to go and don't change it unless something really looks bad or they're just not getting something. Those are the two extremes of when you need to change the choreography. Otherwise, keep it straightforward. Just teach them something. Another helpful tip is to use the same choreography but just do groups. So the first 3 people do that choreography, like 2 8 counts or something, and then the next 2 does it. Or you can do it in canon, so they're all doing it basically at the same time, but they're starting 2 counts after, let's say. So it's a turn, 1 2, and then the next people go 3 4, and then 5 6, if that makes sense. If you're a dancer, you know what a canon is. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you would be so kind as to like this video to let me know you enjoyed it and you found it helpful, that would mean a lot to me. If you could also send it to another dance teacher that might find it helpful. Spot! Okay. If you could also send it to another dance teacher that might find it helpful, that would be incredible. And subscribe if you're not already, to let me know that you like these videos and I should keep making them. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.